Chapter 3. The Descent into Darkness. In a small, dimly lit apartment, Andre Louis sat alone, nursing a bottle of whiskey in one hand and nursing his wounds in the other. His life had become a shadow of its former self, crippled by the loss of his wife and daughter, and haunted by the specter of his own injuries. As he stared into the abyss of his despair, Andre felt the weight of his burdens crushing down upon him. Every day was a struggle to find meaning in the darkness that consumed him, and he wondered if there was any hope left to cling to. But then, in a moment of clarity amidst the fog of his despair, Andre had an idea, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. He would dedicate his life to finding a way to confront the forces of darkness themselves, to seek retribution for all that he had lost. With a newfound sense of purpose, Andre devoted himself to his quest, pouring countless hours into his research and experiments. He scoured ancient texts and delved into forbidden knowledge, driven by an unquenchable thirst for vengeance. Years passed, and Andre's determination never wavered. With each breakthrough, he drew closer to his goal, honing his inventions and refining his techniques. And finally, after decades of tireless effort, he found himself standing on the precipice of his destiny. As he stepped into the city of darkness, Andre's heart pounded with anticipation. But what he found there was not what he expected. The 5 thrones of the dark forces sat empty, their dark hoods torn and discarded on the ground. In that moment, all of Andre's hopes were shattered, replaced by a crushing sense of defeat and despair. He fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face as he grappled with the realization that his quest had been in vain. But then, amidst the wreckage of his shattered dreams, Andre had another idea, a desperate, reckless plan born of desperation. He gathered up every scrap of DNA he could find, a desperate gambit to salvage something from the ruins of his shattered hopes. Returning to Earth, Andre took his daughter's lifeless body and injected her with the DNA of the fallen warriors he had encountered in the City of Darkness. As the transformation took hold, his daughter, Elena, rose from the depths of death, her body coated in pale skin and dark red eyes blazing with newfound power. But as Elena struggled to come to terms with her new reality, the weight of her newfound abilities proved too much to bear. In a moment of overwhelming panic, she lashed out at her father, knocking him unconscious before fleeing into the night, her mind consumed by fear and confusion. As Andre lay unconscious on the cold, hard ground, he could only wonder what horrors awaited his daughter as she embarked on her own journey into the unknown. But even in his darkest hour, he clung to the faint hope that somehow, someway, she would find the strength to overcome the darkness that threatened to consume her.